Alrighty, guys, so the Fed meeting just wrapped up, and we got a bunch of things to talk about in this video. We got to break down interest rates, tapering, the forecast, my thoughts on everything, and we got to go over how the markets are reacting. But before we do, hit the like button, subscribe, take a sip of your coffee, and make sure to get your free money from Moomoo, up to 5 free shares of stock, each up to $3,500, and you got a shot at a free share of Twitter. Use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get your money. And with that being said, let's dive into it. So we got, again, some key things to talk about in this video. We got the Federal Reserve raising the Fed funds rate by 50 basis points, or in other words, 50, or rather half a percentage point, right? In other words, if you guys don't know what basis points are, but you should know that at this point. And the target range is now 0.75% to 1%, the target range of the Fed funds rate. And get this, guys, for a little bit of a history lesson right here, the last time that the Fed raised rates by 50 basis points was not a decade ago, but over 2 decades ago, guys. And this was during a crazy inflationary time period. There were a lot of inflationary imbalances, and the Federal Reserve chairman back then was Alan Greenspan, and he raised the rates by 50 basis points like Jerome Powell and the Fed just did today. And back then, the target, believe it or not, guys, the Fed funds target was around 6.5%, which is nuts. And again, that's the last time that they have raised it by about, well, I guess exactly 50 basis points, which was about, again, 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago. And yeah, I mean, since that point, we've been doing, when the Fed has been hiking rates, 25 basis point hikes, which we got last meeting, and now we got a 50 basis point hike. So we got a lot to break down in this video, and talk some more about what the Fed's doing, because during the press conference, or I think this was actually before the Q&A, he said that, and by he I mean Jerome Powell, he said that the Fed, and we'll talk about tapering here in a second, they're looking to do multiple more 50 basis point hikes. They're definitely on the table for the next couple of meetings, which I feel like the market maybe was expecting that, kind of had it priced in, and kind of understood with the inflation we're seeing right now that has to be on the table. I mean, 25 basis points are barely moving the needle, right? So that didn't really shock the markets too much. If anything, it gave the markets a bit more certainty from Powell, and that's kind of when everything started rallying, right? If we look over here at SPY, which, mind you guys, right now, SPY is up 2.2%, Triple Q's up 2.5%, the Russell's up 2%. We have the Dow Jones up 2.1, over 2.1, as the VIX is collapsing down about 11.5%. So we are absolutely ripping right now. And I actually bought stocks, guys, before the meeting. And actually during the meeting, I was able to get some Google at, I think it was 23.50. Yeah, I think 23.53 or something like that. And I post all my moves in Patreon. You guys know, you saw these alerts, right? I bought it, and then all of a sudden, boom, now it's up about 3% from where I bought that on, Google today. And I also bought more VOO. I bought, I think, at 383 or something like that. Now it's at 392. So these markets completely erupted during the press conference Q&A part of the day today, right? During the the Fed meeting. Initially, when the news came out, if you guys were paying attention, the markets actually went down a little bit. If I pull up SPY and pull up this intraday chart and zoom in a little bit, 2 o'clock is when everything came out. We saw a little spike initially, and by initially, I mean the first minute or two, and then the markets got all the way down to about 414, so they lost 1.5%, SPY did at least, between 2 and 2:30. And if you guys know the calendar, right, 2:30 is when Powell gets on, and once he got on, started speaking, then the market started going ballistic, and we went from 415 to 426 on SPY, which is a move of 3% after Powell started speaking, right? And Triple Q, I guarantee you, went up even more than that. Triple Q went up from 315 and 327, almost 4% after Powell started speaking, and all those gains are still holding right now. And I believe Powell stopped speaking about 10-15 minutes prior to me filming this video, and I'm going to get this up very fast to you guys. So in in real time when you're watching this, he just stopped speaking 30 minutes ago, 20, 30 minutes ago. So we are ripping like no other. And I don't want to say for sure 100%. I knew this was going to happen, but I kind of expected it, right? This was what everybody's been waiting for. If you guys have been watching my last couple of videos, we've been talking about that. And now we're kind of getting that relief rally, that sigh of relief rally, and Triple Q just like that. Did I not call this out a couple of videos ago, guys, even yesterday? Now it's getting towards 330, which was that resistance from the end of April. That's going to be a big resistance point coming up. If we take that out, this rally could easily continue in the short term. I mean, who's to say by the end of May we had such a treacherous month of April, guys? Who's to say by the end of May, we don't end up seeing a nice rally throughout this entire month? That's definitely possible. I'm not saying for sure that's going to happen. All I'm saying is now we kind of got the Fed giving us more clarity, a little bit more certainty. The Fed meeting's now out of the way. We have June, of course, coming up. But until then, what else is, I'm sure there's definitely things that could come up, and there's things to look forward to, CPI, yada, yada, yada. But this could be, smooth sailing for a little bit. We'll see, especially if 330 breaks on Triple Q. And if SPY ends up breaking 430, which it's yet to break that, right? And who knows? I mean, we could be completely wrong, and this could dump by tomorrow, heading into Friday, and then boom, we're back to the lows again. I mean, nobody knows really, so we have to set alerts and kind of just watch what happens. That's what I've been doing, guys. And when it comes to tapering, they're looking to initially sell $47.5 billion a month in assets, and I think that's starting immediately. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I might be off on that, but that's what they're doing now, I guess, right? And then after 3 months, the Fed's going to ramp up to about $95 billion a month in asset reductions. So that's good. This should have been happening already, but it looks like they're going to start ramping that up again to about $95 billion a month after 3 months. And yeah, I mean, we're not going to talk too much about, the Q&A kind of every little detail. That's not really the purpose of this video. It's kind of just, we're getting that relief rally. It's the sigh of relief rally, right? So 50 basis point hike, guys. The target Fed funds rate, freaking tongue twister, guys, is 0.75% to 1% right now. And, if you guys watch the, forecast and kind of what the Fed's been saying, we're going to about 2.5%, 3% most likely. There's a lot of opinions out there. They're like, 2.5%, 3% is not going to be able to curb inflation when inflation's over 8%, most likely over 10%. And I kind of agree with that. But at the same time, who knows what the future holds with the economy, with unemployment rate, the unemployment rate being very low. If we start losing jobs, anything could really happen here at this point, guys. So we really got to be careful and just watch everything going on in the economy, from the unemployment rate to the CPI, the core inflation, all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, at this point, that's what we're seeing. Watch out for those levels, 430 SPY, and again on Triple Q, right around 330. And let's see what crude oil is doing. Let's see how long we're in here, about 8 minutes, guys. We might as well go to 10 minutes, right? Crude oil is up 5% on on the day, and look at where it's at, guys. 107 to 108. 110 is the next main resistance from the middle of April. If that point breaks, I'm telling you guys, 115 is right around the corner. And then if 115 breaks, boom, it could, I'm not going to say for sure it's going to go back to 130 just like that in the snap of a finger, right? I'm not saying that, but it very well could end up doing that. So I have one alert at 115, or rather 110. I need to put an alert at 115. I'll do that right now. Mark is at or above 115. And I guess we can wrap it up here, guys. The markets are very green. It's been a long time coming. I mean, we have just been destroyed out there. I mean, myself included. I'm not some kind of wizard or a god that doesn't get affected by markets going down. We all get affected by markets going down, guys. But it's all about what your mindset and mentality is during the sell-off. Are you panicking and selling, or are you adding to your positions, or you just holding on for the ride, because the worst thing you can do is panic sell and then watch the markets rip back up a couple months later. That's the worst feeling. You don't want to experience that. You want, especially if you have a long time horizon, which I watch the demographics of my audience, guys. I know the demographic, right? Most people watching are 25 to 40 years old. If you're in that bracket, which I am myself as well, this should not bother you. In fact, you should welcome a big sell-off and buy more during the sell-off, because you have a long time until retirement, especially if you're in your 20s and 30s, guys. Geez, you're going to be... Your retirement is far out, at least a decade, 2 decades plus. Sure, people want to retire earlier than others, but we're not going to get into that in this video. Just if you have a longer time horizon than, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years, or plus, or if that is your time horizon or higher than that, just keep on investing. You should be fine, even though I'm not a financial advisor, guys, so keep that in mind as well. So let's wrap it up here. Hope you guys found value. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, join my Patreon if you want all my buy, sells, call outs, morning videos, Discord access, more access to me throughout the day. That's linked down below, or go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon and make sure to get your free money from Moo. Free money, literally, guys. All you got to do is use my link down below, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get up to 5 stocks, each up to $3,500, and a shot at a free share of Twitter. Again, use that link down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, as always. Peace out.